Okay, welcome everyone. Not sure where you're joining me from, but I am live on Zoom and live in my private Facebook group called the House of Impact. If you aren't watching us and with us live right now, maybe you're watching the replay and catching it on YouTube or through my email community, but welcome, a big welcome. Just realized I forgot water. I'll do without that until we're done. So please chime in and let me know where you're joining from. And if you have maybe worked with me in the past, been privately coached by me or in a group with me, or if you maybe you just want to share with me how you found out about me. I want to know who's joining, because you guys are in the room with me and you're part of what makes me feel awesome showing up. Why would I be here otherwise? So let me know where you're from and your name. And one other thing that I'd like to chime in with is I really want to know and hear from you personally what you'd like to learn this week and what you're hoping to glean from me, take away from this experience. As I don't show up often, especially free, this is a great opportunity for you to be clear with me about what you'd like to learn. And also know that I have live coaching opportunities throughout this training series, Monday through Thursday. And if you want to apply for one of those spaces to be coached on the spot by me and help get some support to progress, I'd be more than happy to review your application and have a look at what you'd like support with. So let's hop in. Today's training is part of a series called The Wealthy Way. And it is geared towards people who have a big dream. Now, don't compare yourself to anyone else. A big dream for you might seem really small compared to a big dream for someone else. Maybe someone wants to change the whole culture of their company and it needs an overhaul and needs to become healthier and happier within so that productivity and focus increases. Maybe that's your goal. Or maybe your goal is, I need to learn how to balance responsibility and rest, or a growing business and a family life at the same time. That's what someone just told me this morning. So if that's you, know that you're in the right place. And what I'm going to share today is for dreamers of all sorts, people who have a big belief in what they're capable of and what is possible, even if it feels totally out of this world, and people that are bent on taking action in alignment with that vision. So if you're a big dreamer and you're an action taker and you're not done growing yet, you're in the right place, because the Wealthy Way series is specifically designed to help you break down what might be standing in your way of what you want, and then how to create a renewed strategy, a renewed plan to be able to continue to grow instead of settle and get too comfortable in your comfort zone. So if you're just joining, I hope that I have the setting so that you can let me know, open so that you can let me know where you're joining from. Welcome, Suzanne. I see you're here. And looks like I need to allow all of you to talk. I'm not sure. But I need you to stay muted, but I just want to make sure that you can talk. I'm not sure if you can. Let me know in the chat box. Just give me 1 second here. Hopefully you can. So here is our topic for today. We're going to be, hi, Suzanne.
Sorry, I just wanted to mention that the chat is disabled. So I don't know if that's just on I don't think it's just on my end, but just wanted to let you know.
Okay, thanks so much, Suzanne. That's wonderful. I'll have to figure that out for tomorrow. And those people who are joining us in the Facebook group, they're probably able to chat. So I'm sorry about that for today. We'll hop in and move forward. Whether you want wealth in your professional life, financially speaking, or whether you want to experience greater levels of wealth in your relationships, depth of connection, or you want deeper spiritual connection and you want to feel wealthy there, it's important to keep wanting and to keep growing, because all over the world right now, we're going through so much change. And if you think you know everything right now, and if you think that you've learned everything, then you're really setting yourself up to not only stagnate, but to regress. And there's so much opportunity for us to serve right now and help the people on our planet not only do well, but to be able to thrive and feel wealthy in all of these areas of our lives instead of just one. We don't have to sacrifice one for the other. We can have abundance in each one. So, a brief overview of what I'll be teaching for the rest of the week, and then I'll get into my teaching points. And if you have questions at the end, what I would recommend for today is to send me an email and let me know what they are by email. So, we're going to be covering how you can speed up your progress towards that dream, towards the dream of greater financial wealth, spiritual wealth, relational wealth, or physical wealth in your health. We're going to be talking about what's required for you to improve your ability to self-regulate and focus to be able to achieve the seemingly impossible. I'll also be sharing with you, how do you create that? Some people hate the word balance, but how do you create how do you create the state of personal balance for yourself between responsibility and serving and helping and self-love, self-respect, time for family, time for an actual personal life without the big feelings of guilt or like feeling like you're going to drop a ball in the other area of your life. And when we get to the end of our series this week, I'll be sharing with you personal insights, client stories scattered throughout this week. But on our last day, we're going to be talking about how do we get hands-on with wealth creation. And that wealth could be you aiming at two goals at once. So if you're anything like myself, I often am trying to climb 3 mountains at once. And it's possible and it's even necessary for us to be climbing multiple mountains at once, but to not push ourselves past our capacity. So how do we expand our capacity to receive more wealth and joy in each area of our lives? We'll be getting to the hands-on principles that I share and I do my best to utilize in my own life. So welcome if you're just joining. Hi, Vikas, I saw you just joined, so I wanted to say hi. Taryn, welcome. Carrie, so glad that you came. Carrie's visiting, even though I think you're with your daughter. So thank you. I feel blessed to have you here. And Tanya, welcome as well. If you're joining on Facebook, love that you're here. I want to read from the book Poverty, Riches, and Wealth first to share with you my first point. During a TED Talks event, Elon Musk was interviewed about why he wanted to colonize Mars. And Musk said, "I want to get up every morning with a hope for the future." So how can we even speed up a dream that isn't clear yet? How can we speed up a dream that we have no hope for, that isn't tied to hope, but is founded in a perspective that's muddy or foggy and maybe turned cynical or negative. We need these two elements to be able to speed up our progress and our dreams, which is our topic for today. We need vision and we need hope for the future. A little bit more from this chapter, which is the mindset of the wealthy. If we're going to embrace the mindset of wealth, where nothing is impossible to those who believe, we must ditch a life of complacency and embrace a hopeful future. We're going to be jumping in the deep end and addressing complacency and our comfort zones and cultivating deeper levels of hope during Thursday's topic. For today, I want to be focused on vision. And so what I'd like you to walk with me through, I'd like to walk you through, is a visual from Tom Ziegler's book. And you got to forgive me because I just lost the name of it, but I'll come back with it. In it, he talks about the visual of a hot air balloon. So I'd like, whether you find yourself artistic or not, I'd like you to, on the paper that you're taking notes for today's session, I'd like you to draw the basket of the hot air balloon. And if you want, you can draw the ropes and the whole top of it and everything. But for now, we're focused on the basket. And he talks about the basket as our desires. So start visualizing this basket, whether it's beautiful or not. And you can even write desire on the outside of the basket. When we're clear on our desire, we can move forward with more speed, right? Hi, Caitlin, welcome. When we're clear on our desire, we can move forward with more speed. So the first step that I want you to take at least a minute for right now is, what am I desiring more of? I found myself stumped on this years ago because it wasn't that I didn't know what I wanted more of. It was that I felt uncomfortable wanting more. And I remember giving a keynote at a retreat a couple of years ago, and I brought this topic up. I don't know about you, but a lot of people in the audience could relate to this feeling of feeling bad that they wanted more because they felt like their lives were already so good. And that was a stumbling block for me in the past. And I don't want it to be one that you face. But if you can relate, it might be something that's been holding you back because you see everyone else in the world and there's so many people who are unhappy. For you to be happier feels wrong somehow. I want to encourage you that it's the greatest, wanting more for yourself is one of the greatest acts of generosity that you can take. And it's not selfish. It will actually inspire so many people to step into their full identity and utilize their skill sets to be able to help other people because you're inspiring. You've allowed yourself to dream bigger and receive more. Day 4 is going to be also about receiving more and why we don't want to receive more, why we keep it out of our lives, whether that be love and deeper connection with our spouse or children, or whether that be money, or whether that be growth in your company, career opportunities. Why you don't pursue that is sometimes because there's some sort of tainted belief about wanting more and allowing yourself to be even more happy, joyful, fulfilled, growing and expanding. So back to that basket of desire. I want you to start. I'm going to give you 30 seconds and I want you to journal freehand around not in, around the basket. What do you want more of? What would a wealthy life really look like? I'm going to say one more thing and then I'll be quiet. I was sitting down with a potential client and he was telling me that he wanted more adventure in his life. That would really make him feel wealthy. He wanted time for that. And with a very successful, well, multiple successful businesses, he had no idea how to create that time for himself. And when I worked with him more on the issue and he became a client, it wasn't that he didn't know how to create it, it's that he felt frivolous. Is that even correct pronunciation? And felt uncomfortable allowing himself to have a life that was that good. A successful business, multiple successful businesses, and joy and free time. Yes, it's possible. Anything is possible if we believe and get into action in alignment with that vision. And a few other components that I'll be sharing with you. So yes, write down financial desires, write down career growth desires, write down family desires. What do you want more of? Just let yourself dream right now. You might even fill this sentence in. What if I, or what if we, ... And you can use that sentence to help you journal tomorrow, tonight. It should scare you. What you tag on to the end of that sentence should scare you. You should feel like, whoa, I'm going to need God to step in to help me with that one. Good timing. So inside that basket, we're going to move on now. Inside that basket, I want you to fill, hopefully it's big enough that you can fill it with your skills and experiences. What are the personality traits that you've just popped out of the womb with? You didn't have to work at them. They just were something that when you utilized them, you noticed as you grew up, you felt more alive, you felt more excited, you felt more you felt more authentic, you felt more energized, fully alive. I'm talking about that awesome, cool energy. What are those skills? What are those skills that are aligned with this desire? For myself, it's speaking, if you haven't noticed. One of my skills is speaking. Another is writing. If you don't know, I published a book in July. And another one would be encouraging. I'm a natural encourager, if you haven't noticed. Those are some of my skills. And then what are your experiences? What are your unique experiences that make you equipped and ready to take on that dream? Now, I've worked with people who have a really hard time answering this question, and I don't want you to get stumped. Here's a way to work around it if you're like, I can't think of my skills. I don't know what my strong characteristic traits are that would help me with this dream. Well, I don't know what experiences would qualify me. There's this quote that I really like. God doesn't call the qualified, he qualifies the called. So all you need to know is I have this desire in my heart, and that is what it feels like, my friends, to be called. I don't have the same heart's desires as you do, and you don't have the same heart's desires as me. This is like a wink, wink situation. Those desires are meant to be fulfilled in your life to help other people. Even when you think, oh, that desire is for me to go traveling. That desire is for me to spend more time in this certain area of the world. How is that going to serve other people? You don't know what the big plan for your life is, the whole big picture of it, because it would probably freak you out or feel way too much for you at this point in your life. But everything has a purpose. And even the things that would thrill your heart will serve other people somehow. Your joy, period, will serve other people. It will rub off on other people and help them to see what's possible. When you think about the skills and experiences, ask yourself, what have other people told me are my skills or experiences or my strong suits? What's key is that you focus your energy on those and you don't try and be everything to everyone. Then you will burn out. Then you will feel pulled in 10,000 different directions. Then you will feel stretched thin. So now I want you to focus on the little dial inside your hot air balloon. That's what releases, that's what stokes the flame and allows more fuel to start lifting your hot air balloon. That fire gets turned up when you focus on your skills and your strengths and not on trying to be or do everything. That's a sign you're trying to keep things under your control that were never meant to be your responsibility. Okay? They never were meant to be your responsibility. You were never meant to be good at everything. You need to shine in your area of the world for your people. Serve your people, the people who are meant to be touched by you in this life. So that little dial is grit. We can't move forward unless we apply grit. And grit, write this down, grit helps you add value and get out of your comfort zone. Grit helps you do things that you would rather not make the effort for. And it's tied to hope, because there's no way you would get out of your comfort zone and really serve unless you truly valued other people, unless you truly valued those who you work for, those who you serve, patients, if you're in healthcare, customers, clients, maybe people who buy your products. If you don't think that those people are worth your time and your energy, then you won't bother and you'll just stay in your comfort zone and you'll start making excuses, and they'll sound like great excuses and you'll believe them and you'll waste your time and you won't be happy because you're not using those skills and experiences. So if you are clear on what some of those experiences and skills are, I would love it if you would send me an email and let me know what is one of your skills that you want to apply more grit to. Because we're starting to wrap up here for today. It's almost 12:30. And I want to leave you with this one piece of homework. So if I really valued so-and-so, the people who hire me, the people who purchase from me, the people who I'm creating a YouTube channel for, if I really valued them, how would I go out of my way to serve them and add value to them and provide solutions to new problems that they might be facing right now? How could I bring more joy to them? Today we've worked on, and I want you to answer that for yourself. Today we've worked on clarifying, what is my vision? What are my desires? Yes, it's okay to desire more. It's actually a sign that I want to keep growing and that I'm admitting the truth that I'm human and I don't know it all, that I haven't grown to my full potential yet. So thank you so much for joining today. I can't wait to move from vision into developing the confidence and belief tomorrow in achieving what seems impossible in regards to any kind of wealth you want to create today. So please email me back today and let me know that answer. If you're in my private Facebook group, you can answer that question there. If you're not, you can email me back and just let me know if I really valued the people who I want to help, or maybe I'm not helping them yet, but it's in my next career, or it's in my family. If I really valued, then how would I go out of my way to serve them and add value and provide solutions so that I could feel wealthier in that area? Tomorrow we'll be focusing on helping you overcome any kind of fear, any kind of limiting thought, any kind of self-doubt that would stump you and slow down the flow and progress towards the creation and the enjoyment of this wealth. Thanks for joining me live, and you're going to get the replay of this soon. We'll talk to you tomorrow at 12 Pacific. Bye-bye.